minimum wage? You think that it should stay as it is, or it should be increased, and why do you think so?
I think at the moment our minimum wage was what, 1,500.
Yeah, 500. Yeah.
But 1,500 to the most to the most like not it's like the lower skilled labor, I would say, the 1,500. To be honest with you, with the general industry practice, what I can see is that most graduate, not all, maybe I have wrong information. I don't know about the statistics about this at all. But most what I can see is like the fresh graduate salary can start at 3,000, sometimes 2,800. Some are lower, I understand it. But 3,000 is a good spot, but it's not enough, to be honest. And also, the skill that I see from our fresh graduate is still somewhat lacking. Maybe the candidate that I've seen are lacking on this, but we are there. It's just that to increase it to a much higher, what we are thinking maybe 4,000, is a bit too fast and too much for companies to do that. With the current situation, with uncertainty in US and also China, Japan is also not doing well with the Russia sanction. There's a lot of uncertainty for company to do this kind of movement. Because what I can say is that we need our graduate to be much more high quality in this sense. I'm not speaking. I'm still fairly new in the job industry. My working experience is like 2 to 3 years. But at the moment, I'm doing interview for my companies. I'm interviewing candidates to join my company as my teams. But for the most that I can see is like they are lacking some skills that it should be common, but because they were not being taught during the university years, it what makes them less, I would say, less, not credible, less
experience.
Not less experienced. They are not less attractive or less eligible for the position because of they lack certain skill.
Like I want to pay 4,000 for this. Better I do it myself.
Basically, correct. Like even for me, I started with less than what's the standard that I should receive.
Well, I start at 1,200.
Yeah, but because we value the experience, and there's a reason why we value experience. Because experience teach you things that you do not regularly receive in university. So that's why it's important.
Right.
But to increase the wages for now, it's a little bit too difficult. Maybe if we have something radical, or maybe we have more high skill labor industry, then maybe yes.
Yeah, I think that's true too, because like I said, like Tom, Dick, and Harry. I mean, like the regular guys that doesn't know how the regulation work. I mean, the problem that we have now is actually about our purchasing power, because 1,500 now is different from 1,500 back in 1996. So that's purchasing power. And also when people say that pushing the minimum wage higher, it's actually hurt the SMEs and small businesses. Let's say let's pick one job. Let's say like IT engineer. How much is it going to be today?
I think IT engineer is like what, 3,500?
3,500, right?
Maybe 4.
Let's say also if the minimum wage up to 2,000, and then they want to have some gap from 3,500 to 2,000. Let's say the IT engineer was like what, 4,000.
Yeah.
And then SMEs and small businesses want to hire for IT engineer. They couldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't give like 4,000 per month.
Yes.
Only the big guys could.
Yeah.
Let's say if let's say as a cashier, right? Probably it's different from business, but let's just put it as an analogy. Let's say big boss like Maiden. Okay, let's say the government announced that, okay, let's say the minimum wages for cashiers was like 2,000 per month. Maiden will be smiling, 2,000, easy. What about Cheng? Let's say if they need to follow like the government regulation, I can't afford you 2,000 ma, like 2,200, okay, yeah, so it only hurt the small SMEs and small businesses. So the problem the right problem that we actually tackle is like our purchasing power. I think that's circle back to whatever you said on the first one. That's the understanding, even not in the deep understanding, is just like basic understanding of how it works and what does inflation means,
True.
why this mean, what is purchasing power means. It's essential. I mean, I don't even know about this still, like 2 years ago, I guess.
Yeah,
It's like-
most people won't know this. Even one of my colleague from European, he was from Cyprus. He mentioned to me he did a research paper in terms of the knowledge of economy that people have, and the shocking finding that he find out is that most, I'm not sure the percentage, maybe more than 80%, most of the people in his country doesn't even have any basic knowledge about economy.